And we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second episode of the SNS podcast. I'm here with my host, Salt Valtica.
Hello.
All
Hello,
right,
how's it
so
going?
we're last episode we were just doing. All right, last episode we were doing introductions. This episode we got a little bit of we got ourselves a tier list we're going to do. We're going to talk about a lot of topics, and let's just get right into it. So on I think it was Tuesday. It was the day after our first pod episode. Cuomo, the governor of New York, got
Hmm?
the report on Cuomo came out saying that he harassed women sexually, harassed them, and
Yeah.
everyone's calling for his resignation or he will face impeachment. And just on Friday, I think on Thursday, we got more news on that topic that the investi- the Judiciary Committee of New York is giving Cuomo a week until next Friday to provide evidence to counteract this. And we expect if Cuomo does not resign, he will be impeached sometime next Friday. So, what's your take on this?
Mm. I think that honestly, okay, I think, yeah, so it's either going to go two ways. He's either going to get impeached or he has to resign. There's no way he's making it to September without him getting kicked out because wait, I don't know. Wait, is the New York House Republican or Democrat control?
New York,
I
it's super majority Democratic,
Okay,
and
so
almost all
so they
Democrats
might.
and all Republicans are supporting this. So,
Okay, so
so it
basically,
is
it's a bipartisan support.
almost
Yes.
certain that he's impeached.
Yep. Yeah. Basically. Yes. So like, here's the thing. I think that he's not going to resign because because they probably threatened to they probably threatened this to him like probably a couple months ago, but they just hadn't released public records of it. And if that is so, then he's probably going to stay and see what happens because he's not just going to resign because I don't think he would do that. I think he's going to stay in and he's going to write it until further notice. And since it is bipartisan support, then yeah, that should that's going to probably get impeached pretty pretty soon. If they're making the vote next Friday, then and if it's bipartisan support, he's probably going to get impeached, and that is just my prediction. And that's my Andy's as well. Um, but honestly, I think in my opinion, looking this from a bipartisan supporter, I think it's the right thing to do. Like, I don't think someone like Cuomo should stay governor of New York because that's just like, yeah, I don't believe that because sexual assault cases and stuff, it's not good.
I definitely agree with you. Like, it's almost certain now that he is getting impeached. However, it may be a little less, but it's probably going to be like a huge majority in favor of it. So it is certain that he is going to get impeached. The question is it going to be on Friday when the evidence uh the deadline for the evidence, or is it going to be like the week after? Because in the next 2 weeks, I see him being impeached.
Yeah, I think he's of course gonna bring lawyers and stuff to the case, obviously, but I think that I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is when he does bring the case, like the evidence that he did not sexual assault a woman. I think it's not going to be enough because, well, it might be. This all might be just news that someone just leaked, and it's not true at all. We don't know that because Cuomo can easily defend his case, and this all can be fake until like the saying goes, guilty until further notice. No, that's not it. Well, yeah, is it? I think, yeah,
It's
yeah,
innocent until proven
uh,
guilty.
yeah, but yeah, let's say so innocent for proven guilty, so he could be innocent, but we never know. But but basing off of the whole nursing home thing, it can either be someone trying to just throw that in so he can get impeached, or it might actually be evidence that he did that. Like we never know. It's only Cuomo to really say and all the evidence.
I 100% agree with you. However, the most dangerous article right now to Cuomo is the harassment. Honestly, it's going to be, he's probably going to be impeached big time on that article. And
Yeah.
we don't know how many articles there are going to be, how many articles of impeachment are going to be. So, like the
Yep.
House, the Democrats say that they're investigating like 4 things, so we may get 4 articles of impeachment. Like I know there's going to be
Yep.
one on the definitely one on the harassment, and there's probably going to be another
Yep.
one for the nursing home thing. Those are the 2 most likely going to be passed. The other 2, I forgot what they are,
Yep.
but they're less likely to pass.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Cuomo's
Yeah, I
in
say so
deep
as well.
crap right now.
Yeah. I remember when this
Yeah,
all happened? When did this all spike up? Like March? Like I know it was
yeah, it
around
was
March
March, and then
because it
it
was
just quiet. It was big news. Like it was big news then, and it's still big news now. However, it died
yeah.
off completely, and I completely forgot about it until I saw like the gubernatorial election thing, and I saw Lee Zeldin, and I knew he was running because of the Cuomo thing. However, I was
Yep.
gonna ask my friend in the group chat like, what's the update on the Cuomo situation? But I fell asleep before I could do that, and when I woke up, Cuomo was in. The whole investigation came out. I was like, oh wow, what a coincidence.
Yeah. What the? Hunt Andy, check DMs. Um.
All right.
um, all right. I told you I sent that in DMs. It's don't know
Oh
how
yeah,
that
I did that
happened,
as well.
but
I did that as well. Yeah, I
yeah.
did that as well.
So well. so
Should we get into the tier list? Should
yeah, I
we
guess
get into
so.
the
So
tier list?
yes,
All
let's
right.
do it. Let's do it. Yep.
All right. Tier list time. All right.
I'll share my. I'll share
So
my
how are you
screen. You
gonna?
show yours. So like, I think what we should
So
do is like, I think we should.
what are you gonna?
I think
What are
what
you
one.
gonna base
What?
your
How about this?
tier list on?
I'm going to base my tier list on bipartisan, like on how what they got done, and if they have any scandals and stuff like that. So I'm gonna share my thing right now.
Yeah,
Um,
same. All
yep,
right, I'll share mine
and
as
then
well.
we can, yep, and then we
And
can both have. Okay.
all right, I'll add yours to stream. What? All right,
Okay.
I'm adding yours to the stream
Yep.
as well. And mine. All right, here we go. So I think this is yours, or is it?
Is
Oh,
that mine?
it's
That this is
oh
mine. I'm going.
oh,
I'm
it's
not.
that one's yours. I'll do mine and then we'll go
Oh,
mine and
you do
then
you?
yours. All right. All
Oh, how
right.
about this?
So we're
We both we.
all right. We're starting
How about
off.
this? We both or what we could do is we both make our own tier lists based off opinion, then share it at the end. So we won't have any.
All
Well, actually, no. Actually, no. We'll start with Washington, and then let's go.
that's not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I'll be starting. Honestly, George Washington. He's going into S tier. He's an automatic
Yeah.
S tier. My reasoning is
Yeah.
he did have a rebellion against him, but the reason is he is the person who laid the foundations for the presidency, and he is the person that everyone looks to be when they're president. So he's an automatic S tier for me. All right, how about you?
I put Washington as an S tier. Hmm. I think he is a good.
All right, what's
Yeah,
your
he's a.
reasoning?
My reasoning is that okay, he's the first president, and he ran unopposed because everyone knew like we need him as a leader. We need him. We need him. Like he was the original one to retire, and then the Congress was like, no, please come back. We need you as a leader, and he said yes, sure. Even though I want to spend my last few years with Mount Vernon, but okay. And also he um it would have been like
Yeah,
John Adams was someone that got put in charge as the first president. This country would not have been the same. It would not no, it wouldn't have been
yeah.
the same. And speaking of John Adams, the next person is John Adams.
All
B.
right, all right. It's on. All right, all right. For me, John Adams has to go into C. He was a mediocre president. Actually, he's going.
Yeah.
I'm torn between B and C for Adams, but I had to give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him a B tier. There was no way he could have beaten. He was a mediocre president, obviously. However,
Yep.
he could have been an A tier president if he then. But
Yeah.
however, he did the Alien Sedition Act, which was bad. That was a very terrible move.
Yeah. Oh.
And
Yeah.
he just straight up sucked in his last 2 years. So that's why I put him in B tier.
Yeah.
All right, what's your rating for John Adams?
I put him in C tier because not only the Alien act, but he completely disobeyed the First Amendment, which was if you say anything bad about the president, you get put in jail, which that completely goes against the First Amendment, and we're only like 10 years in.
Yeah.
So that's a bad no. You don't want to do that. So yeah, C. That's my reasoning. C.
All right. All right. For my next, the next president is Thomas Jefferson. All right. Oh, I accidentally put him in F tier. He is going to A tier. Like honestly, he was a great president. Like early on, like he got us Louisiana from France. He was a great negotiator, and he was pretty popular. The one problem I have with him is his embargo. the embargoes were pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
that was pretty. Yeah, that's the only reason why he is
Yeah.
not in S tier right now is because he was because of the embargo.
Yes. Yeah.
All right,
I
what's
have
your
to say the same
tier?
thing. I put him in A. Like before he was president, he wrote the goddamn not the Constitution, Declaration of Independence. Like that already boosts him up above C. He purchased Louisiana double the size of our country, so that goes into a B. And then did some other smaller things, which was put him in an A. But then what's preventing him from an S is the embargo on the was it Haiti? I think it was Haiti because yeah, was it Haiti? I don't know. I think it was. Yeah. So really, like almost the father of our country. If Washington wasn't president, it should have been John. It should have been definitely Jefferson. That should have taken the spot.
Yeah, yeah. All right, our next president is James Madison. Um, honestly, B tier. Like he was a great
Me too.
president. Like in his first 4 years, he he was the first president in the era of good feelings. He wrote the Constitution. Like he wrote the foundations for our government, and yeah, but he did some.
Yep.
He kind of messed up the war in 1812, so that's why he's in B tier instead of A
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. He did. Yeah. I don't.
All right, what's
He's.
your
I
tier
put
on
him in
him?
A.
What's
I put him in A. I think he kind of did mess
Oh
up.
my god! All right, I'm
It what like he. Okay. I'm just explaining the things to the viewers. I think that if it wasn't for the British burned down the Capitol building, I think he would have been a good president. Actually, I'm putting him in B. Um, I think he would have been a good president if it wasn't for the War of 1812. But besides the fact of the War of 1812, he did start the era of good feelings, which puts him up to a B. So I ate a cucumber that was the
all
size of a
right. I'm
football.
back.
Okay.
Oh no! All right, wait. So you put him in C tier, B tier at
No, I put him in
Madison?
B. B. Yes, I
Wow.
put him in B.
Yeah. And you. All right. So the next president is James Monroe. Honestly, he's an A tier president. Like
Yeah,
he
same.
told the Europeans you cannot tear. Yeah, he was kind of, and he was the president in the era of good feelings. He was pretty and he also, however, one disadvantage for him is he uh he led the Monroe. Wait, no, it was the I forgot what it is, but he is an A president, but he could have easily been B
Yeah.
tier, S tier if he could have done some like more stuff.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
what's your
because
rating on him?
yep, I put him A as well because the air good feelings. He
So what was your
after the War of 1812, he kind of boosted everyone's spirits a tad bit. Um, because the War of 1812, the British burned down
yeah
the White House and the Capitol. So what he did was like instead of just moving the capital away from the Atlantic, he decided to stay there, rebuild, while and at the same time he tried to kick Europeans out of North and South America. Well, not South, but all Central America, and then with the Monroe Doctrine, and then not only that, he had to try to make the country feel better after almost losing a war. So that was, but the only thing that is preventing him from S is he should have done a tad bit more with trying to help people like tried to memorialize the people who lost lives in the War of 1812 instead of kind of just glossing over it. Um, I think that's probably why the War of 1812 is not that remembered. It's because there's no big cemetery or memorial for the War of 1812. It just kind of got passed by Monroe. So, but I have been to Fort McHenry. Fort McHenry is pretty cool. That I'll say that Fort McHenry cool. I do have pictures from Fort McHenry.
All right, next president is John Quincy Adams. He is the
I
first
know I'm putting
C-tier
him
president for me.
first
Well,
tier.
he is
See,
my first
really?
C-tier president, and here's why. Well, yeah. So he was again mediocre, but he kind of made a corrupt bargain with Henry Clay, and honestly, that tarnished his reputation. He couldn't get much done, and yeah, that's why he's in my C tier.
Yeah.
All right,
I
what's
put
your
him
rank?
in
What's your take on him?
D. I put him in D. I just don't like he just did nothing during his presidency, and he had so much, like, he could have done so much for the country during his 4 years as the last Democratic Republican. He could have done so much more, but instead he mainly just focused on little things instead of looking at the big picture, which was at this point starting to rise up in tensions, but not a lot. But the tensions between the North and South, it wasn't like 1850 tensions, but it was the beginning of it, and I'm pretty sure he did know that. When he noted that, I'm pretty sure that's when that's kind of downfall. Even though he never owned slaves, I don't think. He just kind of glossed over it, and the cotton gin. I think this was when the cotton gin was made. So here's the thing, we're kind of off topic. The slavery could have been stopped way earlier, but with the invention of the cotton gin, that kind of boost slavery up. And guess who was president during that time? That was John Quincy Adams. So I think John Quincy Adams should have stopped the cotton gin before, and he was a northern as well in Massachusetts.
Agreed.
So
all right. All right, so the next president is Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson, D.
I had to put him in F. He is
straight up D. Yep.
I have to put him in F. I hate Andrew Jackson. Yeah. He doesn't even deserve to be on the $20 bill. He might have his Indian Removal Act, garbage.
Oh, garbage.
He tried to dissolve the bank. That was good. But still, we could have. And then we could have better slavery. F tier. Yeah, we could have better. F tier for me. So what did you put him?
Yeah, I put him in D. Here's why. So the reason he's way down there, of course, in the Removal Act. Every time I ask my mom who is the worst president in your opinion, she always says Andrew Jackson because of the Indian Removal Act that led to the Trail of Tears, a bunch of Native Americans dying, all that. But the reason he is not an F for mine,
it was basically genocide.
Because it was genocide. Yeah, basically. The only reason he's not an F is because he did something that not really other presidents did, and that was be more free in the White House and have big parties and stuff, and have be an outsider for once instead of the normal coup of the founding fathers and the families. He kind of freed that from us. First Democratic president, because he got sick and tired of the Democratic Republican and stuff like that. But But the reason he's also way down there is because he endured the big picture, the Indian Removal Act. That's why he's way down. If it wasn't for the Indian Removal Act, he would have been like B. But Indian Removal Act put him way down.
Yeah,
Also, he look at his face. He just looks kind of
yeah, that was
bleh.
all right. The
Oh, also
next
great war
president is
hero.
Martin Van Buren.
Oh
Yeah, he
yeah.
was a good war hero,
See.
but he all right, Martin Van Buren. See, he's so me.
Yeah.
All right, so the the reason why I have him in C is because what did he do as president? Like he was such a
Exactly.
mediocre president
Exactly.
or anything. Like he didn't. So Van Buren easily C because I don't remember anything he did. So because he was
Yeah.
only elected because he was the vice president for Jackson. So
Exactly.
that was my reason
Exactly.
why
And
he's
Jackson
in
didn't want to
C.
move on.
What's your take on him?
Yeah. Um.
All right, so what's your
See,
take on him?
mediocre, just mediocre. He did nothing. He like he was the first American-born president, which is pretty nice. He was Dutch. His first language was Dutch, not English, which is the only president to have to do that. And fun fact, he will be the last vice president to become president until to get elected. By the way, to get elected until
Bush
George H.W.
Senior.
Bush.
It was Bush Senior.
Sheener. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah.
All right. All right. So the next
But I
president,
chose who's
of
next.
course, is William Henry Harrison.
Do we even
William
count
Henry
this?
Harrison
Like
is
he was only
next.
president for a month. Only president for a month. So
Yeah. Let's not count this.
I put him
Let's
C.
just add it here if I can. Yeah, let's put him at C because
I no if
he
I
didn't do anything as
yeah.
president because, of course, he died a month in. Like
Exactly.
if he would have done,
But because
you, yeah, he would have been a great president if he hadn't died, honestly. But he would have
yeah.
probably. But we counted it because I don't know how we're gonna put a does not count here. But yeah, William Henry Harrison is C tier because again, like Van Buren, he did nothing because he died. But he would have probably been a mediocre president either way. But
yeah.
so yeah. Is that the same reason for your ranking?
Yeah, yes. I think he did. I think there was only one mistake he made in his presidency, and that is standing out in the ring with no raincoat for an hour straight. Um, so that's probably why he got pneumonia. And also, like he was a. If we look at his past life, he was a great war hero in the War of 1812. Yeah. Um, he was a great war hero. Like he was from Ohio. Well, actually, technically Indiana, but Ohio. Um, he would have been if it wasn't for his death, he probably would have been a B tier president. But because he stood out in that reign for so long, he was a C tier, and he is the first president to die in office, which led to the next person, John Tyler, becoming president.
All right. So the next president is John Tyler. Honestly, D tier. Like,
yeah,
the only reason, he's not. The only reason why he's 9C is because he misused his veto power.
oh yeah,
He kind of
he almost
misused
got
his
impeached.
veto power a lot, and
Mhm.
yeah, he technically he was the first president to face an impeachment inquiry. He did not get impeached, however, and
Yep.
but he misused his veto power. That's why he's in D, uh, D tier,
He wasn't even
and
supposed to be.
he
He wasn't even
should
supposed
have
to be president.
if he had one gratitude. yeah, the one great thing he did was annex Texas, but other than that, he was a trash
Yeah.
president and a mediocre
Yeah.
one, and he misused his veto powers. That's
Yeah.
why he is in D tier.
Yeah. And
All right, so
with
what
that
is
being
your
said,
ranking on him?
he I think he would have been a good vice president, not a good president. He just don't know. He almost did get impeached, but I think I think the House was like, because back then the House was and Senate was mainly just was really split. It was like Democrat, Whig, and other parties. It was not like the modern Senate we have today, where it's Democrat and Republican. It was really split. So a president couldn't really be impeached back then unless they get more parties to support it. The idea, but yeah, the annexation of Texas. But at the same time, we eventually get into a war with Mexico over Texas. But that will be for two presidents in the
Mm-hmm.
future. But for now, we just need to look at James
Our
Polk.
ne- All right, our next president is, of course, James K. Polk. He will be
I love
a
him.
A tier president, and here's why.
I think
He on he. All right, so he helped lead America to beat Mexico in the Mexican American War. I think it was pretty easily.
yep.
He helped secure California, Utah, and all that stuff, and he
Yep.
secured Manifest Destiny and finished his campaign promises. I have the only thing I that doesn't make him a S tier president is he could have done much more, but other than that, he was a great president. He's an A tier president easily. All right.
Yeah.
So where did you put Polk?
I I Polk an S tier.
So
Here's
what's your
why.
ranking on Polk?
I think like my Polk. I think honestly, he at the get go, from the get go, he said, "I'm not running for a second term. I don't want to. I'm going to get as much done as I can in the first term," and he got stuff done. He did. He fought a war with Mexico. He then got the land from Mexico. He pushed for Western expansion, and he did all that in 4 measly years. And the West was like I think like 10% habited by the end of his term, and he left office not even not even going for a second term. He said no, and good thing he did because he died like 6 months after. So like which I think he's a good president. Like you say that he didn't get much stuff done in 4 years. That's a lot of stuff to get done in just 4 years. Because wars sometimes take 10 years to do, and he won the war, Western expansion, all that. So yeah, he's definitely S tier.
Yeah. All right. I agree. So so the next president is Zach Taylor. I have to go with C tier. Honestly, he
Yeah.
was a mediocre president. He was a great general, but yeah, he was a great general, a mediocre president. He died 18 months
Yeah.
into his term, and that's why he did not get into a B or A tier.
Okay. I put him in C tier as
All right, so
well
let's
because of yeah, I put him in C tier just because he not only died 18 months in, he didn't really get much done in the 18 months, to be honest. Like, yeah, he had some minor things, but he didn't get much really done. And again, I'm going to bring this up. Slavery. This, like, remember what back then, like back at Quincy Adams, when I said slavery wasn't a big deal because, but kind of starting was because of the cotton gin. This was the point of history where slavery started to become big, big, like big and bad news for the North and the South because they realized, oh wait, we're oh wait, this is not good. No, this is not good. The South, I, it was really confusing because it's like because this was when the North started to like hate
Yeah.
slavery, and this was when the South started to love slavery, and that kind of leads into Millard Fillmore's term, even though he kind of got forced to, be there. So Millard Fillmore,
All right. He is a D tier for me. Of course, he signed the
yeah, oh yeah,
1850 Act. Like, I didn't like the compromise of 1850. It was kind of trash, of course, for
yeah,
slavery, and then he he didn't even do anything much. He was a mediocre president, and yeah,
yeah,
that's why he's in
yeah,
D tier for me. What is
yeah.
your ranking on Fillmore?
I put it D. He just he compromised up 1850. That
What?
was when I'm pretty sure. Wait, what? Um, yeah, D tier. He got D just
You
because
went
like
silent for like a
compromise.
whole time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the compromise of 1850 was bad because Missouri that was when they said, okay, here, how about this?
That's 1820. That
Every
was
time
1820.
oh crap. Was 1820 the one where it's like when the South gets a state, the North gets a state? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the
Yeah,
compromise of
Missouri
1850. Yeah,
Compromise
that yeah, it
was
was really
that.
bad. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
the compromise of
1850 was the
1850.
Fugitive
That was
Slave Act. Uh,
oh, that was okay. Because I always get those confused. That was horrible. Bad act that he passed because he wanted to make the South happy. Even though he never owned slaves. So now that at this point, the slaves couldn't go up to the north. No, they had to go all the way to Canada, which pushed people out of the United States, which was bad, really bad. So he did not run for a second. Well, no, he didn't. He did not run for a second term, and he was the last Whig president to become president. And Andy, before we go to the next one, I think we should do I think we should knock two birds out with one stone. I think what we should do. I think we both know what these two presidents are going to go into. So I guess we should just say them now. Are you ready?
yeah, I'm putting Pierce in. Yeah.
Pierce, yeah, Pierce,
All
yeah,
right.
Pierce and Buchanan
3,
into
2, and
big
1.
F.
Pierce is going.
Yeah,
In.
Pierce
I'm putting
F.
Pierce into D tier. Uh, I
What?
I put Pierce in D, Buchanan in F. So, oh wait, yeah,
Yeah,
Pierce goes in F. Never mind. He actually does go in F.
yeah,
All right, so let's start with Pierce. Uh, even though his life was tragic, he signed a lot of slave supporting bills. He same with Buchanan. So, and Buchanan was actually president while he was in office. He was president when the Confederate States seceded, and he was also
yep,
Buchanan was also into. There was a lot of corruption in his term. He was under an impeachment inquiry. He didn't get impeached because it was people in his administration, not him. But again, both
yeah,
Pierce and Buchanan are bad presidents, so solidly F.
yeah,
So how about what's your
yeah.
reasoning?
Then I put them in F tier. We saw Pierce. Pierce sign laws that like people can say boo hoo, he lost his son in a train accident. Yeah, that doesn't excuse him for signing a bunch of laws that limited limited slaves' rights. It even had any rights at all. He I think signed the what did he sign in the office that what did Pierce sign in office?
Kansas
Act.
Nebraska Act.
I forgot. Yes, there it is. Kansas Nebraska Act. That was a horrible act. Horrible. One of the worst things in history. Not history, but like worst things in U.S. history to be signed into office. Yeah, it was just bad. Buchanan, same thing, but Buchanan just kind of shat on the South because um he was like, "Oh no, I don't want you guys to succeed, but I'm not going to do anything to prevent it." Oh no. And the South was like, "Okay, this is easy." So they decided like, "Okay, well, we want slavery. You're trying to you're doing nothing. We should probably go." But this was around 1860, and they decided, but then they realized that that brand new party that was in the 1856 election, but now is even more prominent in the 1860 presidential election. A little man called Abraham Lincoln was there, and that was like that. And they said if he gets elected, we're out. And Buchanan said, okay, that's fine. And boom, bada boom, Abraham
All
Lincoln
right,
got elected, and we in Civil War.
all right. So, do you want to say where Lincoln belongs?
Yeah, I think S.
Free.
I personally believe S.
Yeah, it's definitely S.
S. Yeah.
Yeah, Abe Lincoln is yeah, he's definitely an S tier. He did a lot of stuff for America. He definitely tried to he was leading us in a war, and he helped us get the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, passed the Emancipation Proclamation, uh, led us
Yep.
in war, and he would have been a great president outside the war if he would have not been
Yeah.
assassinated. But one
Yeah.
thing
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I dislike about him was
He was
one thing
too
I disliked
tall.
about
He
him
was too
was he was
tall.
burning he, no he was suppressing the stubborn sympathizer newspapers. So that's my one dislike about him.
Oh
But
yeah.
other than that, he was a great president. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he was a great president, and he doesn't deserve to be lower than S.
No. I think
That's
in my
basically why
reasoning, I
he's
think you're about to
yeah
turn to mine. So yeah, that's mine.
yeah I am.
He's like a great leader in the Civil War. He's the person who made the Civil War be remembered because he said, "No, we cannot forget this moment in U.S. history." Unlike the War of 1812, that kind of got glossed over. He said, "No, this needs to be memorized because this is bad, really, really bad, and we don't want history to repeat itself." And he did a great job with the Civil War. Like I think he should have probably cut down on the amount of soldiers that he sent out there. I don't think he should have allowed Grant to go into total war because that will kind of bite Andrew Johnson in the ass. But that's the thing. Sometimes you just have to you just have to go and make sacrifice to win the war. And I think he would have been a great recovery president. Unlike the next person we're about to talk about, Andrew Johnson,
Yeah.
which is nope,
All right,
nope.
Andrew
I'm sorry.
Johnson,
I no.
F tier.
Mm-mm. Yep, I hate him. Same F tier. Like, how do we go from an S tier president to an F tier president? That makes
All right, sorry, I'm back. Stuff just fell off my desk. But yeah, Andrew Johnson is in F tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's obviously
My
F tier.
reasoning. Yeah,
Yep.
my reasoning being he not a good president after Lincoln. Like, yeah, Lincoln. It was smart of Lincoln to pick him because because he was from Tennessee. But it's like, no, he does not do a good job. He got impeached. Yeah, blah, like, bleh. And he was like, yeah, he oversaw
Yeah.
the 15th Amendment, but still, no, he got saved by one guy. It was basically almost I think it was
Yeah.
59 to, yeah, it was really close, 59 to 31. So, yep, now we're post Civil War.
All right. All right. Next is our man, Grant. I put him in B tier.
See,
Here's my reasoning. Grant was a great war hero. He helped
yep,
get a lot of stuff done. He was a mediocre president, but one um one distaste I have for him was the corruption his cabinet had. That's all. That's all I have to say about Grant.
yeah,
Like he was a
yeah,
great general, a
yeah.
mediocre president, and his cabinet was surrounded by corruption.
Hmm.
How about you?
Yeah, I put him in C because I think, yep, the corruption in the thing, he was pretty mediocre and stuff. He was I think he, like, I don't, man, he was just kind of like, yeah, you do have like, I think he would have been better off as just a war hero than a president. I think the president kind of not ruined his career, but like kind of dimmed it down a tad bit
Legacy.
because I think, yeah, his legacy kind of got dimmed down by being president, having corruption in his thing. He thought about running for a third term, but he didn't because of the corruption. Um, and like he was the last president to oversee Reconstruction within the election of Rutherford B. Hayes. We get the end of
All right,
Reconstruction.
Hayes. All right, Hayes D tier easily. He was pretty mediocre. He didn't do a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
He ended Reconstruction. He was elect. It was probably the same way that he was elected. Was probably the same way that Trump wanted to be reelected. Was a, a commission to help get him elected. So that's the reason why. And he was a
yeah,
pretty mediocre president. That is why I have him in D. How about you?
yeah. I put him in a C because he's kind of mediocre. And like, what was the last time you heard of something that he did that has effects in modern day? Like, think about it. Like, he's not memorized. He's not memorable. He was just there for 4 years, and he was just kind of bleh. So not really much to say about him.
All right, our next president is James Garfield. C tier. He was a mediocre president before he was shot. He couldn't do anything after he
Yeah.
was shot. So C tier. How about you?
Okay, I put him in B tier because I think he could have gotten stuff
Ooh,
done if he didn't get assassinated. Yeah. I think he could have gotten stuff done if he
yeah,
wasn't assassinated
obviously.
because yeah, like, cuz it was only 6 months in, and honestly, like, yeah, not much to really say about him, but he was just like, he wasn't really memorable going in. He isn't memorable coming out. So, yeah, kind of it. But his vice president,
All
on the
right,
other
our
hand,
next
yeah,
is Chester Arthur. Again, another mediocre president. I don't know anything about him,
huh. Hmm.
and I don't know what he did in his 3.5 years as president. So that's why he's in C tier. How about you?
I put him in D. I put him in D just because he's just kind
What?
of like I think it's just that Arthur could have been good, but he completely one of the requirements of being president, you have to be a naturally born U.S. citizen. He was Canadian, so well that's a conspiracy that he was born in Canada, but
Not really.
still,
Not.
um,
Yeah.
mm, yeah, he just didn't do much,
But he was a
and I kind of put
mediocre
him in the
president.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
yep,
All right. The next president is Grover Cleveland's first term. Um, for his first term, definitely B tier because he did a
B,
lot of stuff in that term, but
yeah,
he lost yeah, he did a lot of stuff in that first term that did was for good. That's why he was in B for me. Where do you put Cleveland's first
yeah.
term at?
I I I put it in B as well. So I put him B as well, mainly for the same reason.
All right. Next is Ben Harrison. Oh, D tier. Uh, I really
Yeah, D
didn't
tier.
really like how his presidency went. Yeah, I did not like how his presidency went, and and people thought he was better than Cleveland, but obviously that was his. He didn't do a lot, and that is why he is in D tier, mediocre president at best. How about
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. I put him in D tier as well because he isn't really memorable. He actually from Indiana. I've been to Harrison, Indiana. Um he's just kind of like Harrison he would have won re-election if it wasn't for him being so mediocre. But yeah, that's kind of it. Okay, Glover Cleveland's second term. Um hmm
C tier, mediocre.
yep.
I didn't like his
Yep.
second term. He didn't do well in his second term, and it was mediocre. So that's why it's in a C
Yeah.
tier. Also, he
Yeah.
mishandled
I
the
put him in C tier.
1893 crisis that really he ruined his presidency. So that's why he's in C tier.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I put him in C tier as well because the panic of 18 something something, I forgot what it is. I'm not gonna butcher it.
Nine,
But
93.
not,
Eight,
eight okay, Panic of 1893. Okay. That yeah, he kind of just mishandled that. It could have turned to depression or more of a recession. But thank God it didn't. But yeah, still kind of
all right,
All
President
right.
McKinley. All right, so
Yeah, I have
I'll put him in the. It's a toss up between A and B for me. I'll put him in B because he was president. He went to war with Spain. He was assassinated early in his second term, but he did pretty well in his term as president. So
okay.
that's why he's in B tier. So what is your
All
ranking on
right.
him?
So, are you ready to see it? I put him in D tier. Here's
Yes.
why. Um, like I put him in D tier because he might have got some stuff done. He did, yeah. He just meh. He did not do that great of a first term. I think he not only could have gotten not much more stuff done.
He didn't
I
do a
think he
lot.
just could have handled them. Not only he didn't do a lot, I think he just didn't really handle the country that right. I think he was a chain smoker. Or was that Harding? No, he was a chain smoker. He wasn't a womanizer like Harding, but he just no. I just don't like him. I just don't.
Better.
So yeah, so but the next person on this tier list is the president we do all know and love, and that is Theodore Roosevelt.
All right.
Andy?
All right. The next president is Teddy Roosevelt. The next
Yep, I
president,
already know where I'm
Teddy
putting
Roosevelt.
him. Yep. I already know where I'm putting him.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yep, Roosevelt. Yep, I already know where I'm putting him.
I put him in S tier because he's done so much stuff for the country. I can't name them all, but he was an awesome president. He would have been if he was a Republican nominee, he would have won against Wilson. So that is why he is in the S tier.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
I put him in S tier as well, closer to an A tier though, but closer to an A tier. I think like he was to be honest, he was a badass president in our opinion. He was like that, like he did a lot of stuff like muckbreakers. He what is it? Forgot. Think of all the stuff he did. He made it so the federal government can have less control over the people, which is kind of an ideal of the Republican Party today. He after he went off and to Africa and went and started hunting for game after Taft became president in the election of 1912, he would have won if it wasn't for Taft completely splitting the vote. I think Wilson would have won.
Yeah.
But I think Taft, if it wasn't for Taft and Roosevelt splitting the vote, I think Roosevelt would have won as a third party, which would have not won as a third party, but gotten second place as a third party. Well, actually, hold on. He did. Well,
he actually did.
He did. Yeah, he got second place as a third party. It's the highest I'm pretty sure a third party has ever gotten, right? After
yes, it
the
is.
whole
Other than George Washington.
Yes. Yeah, other than the independent. So, yep, that is pretty big. That is Roosevelt does make history, but first we have to go through Taft. I'm going to try not to have any bias towards Taft because I know he was mayor of Cincinnati. I'm going to try not to have any bias towards him. I have to look at his presidency from a outsider term. Not Reagan.
I had to put him in D. And here's why. He was a mediocre president. And a funny story about him, he got stuck in a bathtub.
Yeah, but we don't know if that's true or not.
Wait, wasn't
like?
Yeah, but it would have been funny if it would have been such an L if he did.
Yeah, if that would have been in 2021 culture, that would have got memed so much.
Yeah, that was. All right, so where did you put Taft?
I put him in C, just because.
So C tier.
Not because he's born in Cincinnati, but I think the reason being is that he just kind of mediocre, if you want to call him mediocre. He just looks like a symbol for just the greedy, like the greedy and the rich, and that's what I don't like about him. He just looks like a symbol for the greedy and the wit and the rich, because I was during the Gilded Age, and it was just no, but and also he tried to take down some of Roosevelt's things that he put in put in for the country to help the country, to help people, and he tried to revoke some of those. And yeah, people weren't having it. So, but now we move on to the one and only, the first Democratic president since I think John Cleveland, um, Wilson.
All right, I put him in F tier. He is. I
Really?
despise Woodrow Wilson. He does not. Yeah, he. So here's what he done. He was racist. He led First Amendment. He was basically going against the. He did stuff that went against the First Amendment. The only reason why he was reelected was because he kept America out of war. He failed to negotiate the peace terms with Congress, and he was racist. Did I? He was so racist.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's why I put him in F tier.
he was
He
really
does.
racist.
He did. He does not. He should have been impeached for his First Amendment violation stuff, but he wasn't. So that's why I have him in F tier. How about you?
I put him in D tier just because like the one reason that's saving him from an F tier is that when we did get into a war, he at least was a person that wasn't like, oh, okay, send 1 million troops to Austria-Hungary. Let's just see what happened. He wasn't one of those. He actually he got help from the Secretary of War and stuff like that to direct the. He was a professor at Harvard, and he was a principal at Harvard, and he knew what could happen, stuff like that. That was a good side of him. What wasn't good was the racism, definitely racism. He was so racist. If it if it wasn't if I think
He put a
if it
he
wasn't
put an
for
opponent in jail.
oh yep, I think if it wasn't for his stroke, like at the end of his term, second term, he had a really big stroke, and his wife basically started writing things without no one even knowing, which I think is pretty badass. That his wife was just started running the country, while and basically almost no one in Congress knew about it, and I think that's pretty cool. But he lost the promise. I think they should have stayed out of it of World War I. Nope, I think I don't think if he would have waited one more year, just one more year, the war would have ended. And yes, the Zimmerman telegram, we think of the Zimmerman telegram, but like, come on, come on, that's just kind of lame, but still.
All right, the next president is Harding. I have to go with the D tier. He was
F.
trash. He was corrupt
Mm,
and a womanizer. That's why
yeah,
I have him in D
I
tier.
put
What do you have him?
I put F. I had to put him in F, just because. Yes, he was from Ohio, but oh my god, I hate him. He was my least favorite president in an essay that I did for school, and because I did an essay for school. Was it a choice? No, it was a research essay. Research. It was a research paper at the end of seventh grade, and basically, I put him. He was a womanizer, corrupt. He he probably didn't even know how to run a country. He probably only knew how to run one state. And that's it. He he just I don't like him. He did not sign that much into office. He just kind of was there, and and he was just blech. And then when he did die, he said a return to normalcy, which he tried to do, but then to immediately die, which I know was out of his control. But after that, that kind of put a dent in the country. Like, oh wait, now our president's dead. So yeah,
All right, next president is Cal Coolidge.
yeah, I like
I
him
put
too.
him in
I
A
like to see
tier.
a
He
lot.
did a lot for.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a great president. He he should have he retired when he knew he would, and he was lucky enough to get out of office right before the depression. So his legacy wasn't scarred
Yeah.
by it. I don't even know if so. He got out just in time. So A tier. He handled everything perfectly, and that is why
Yeah.
he's in A tier. All right. So
I
where
think
did you
yeah,
put Cal?
I A tier because his nickname's Silent Cal. I think Calvin Coolidge is what Warren G. Harding should have been. I think because Calvin Coolidge, Harding kind of started normalcy. He boosted it up, and he brought really things back to normalcy. The roaring 20s. He did not spend not much in the government. He didn't start any controversy with any other country. um it was all good, basically. It was all good. I think the only thing preventing, and also, let's not to mention, he was almost silent, and he didn't give that many public speeches. He didn't give much at all, and he ran things really, really good and got out before the Great Depression can even start. And speaking of the Great Depression, Herbert Hoover.
Here is his
Yay,
success.
Herbert
All
Hoover.
right. So
He was, oh yeah, I know I'm putting him.
D tier, D tier, D tier. For me, is D
Really?
tier.
Yep.
He was a good president before the depression, but obviously, but when the depression hit, he completely mishandled it. If the depression would have started
Yep.
like 2 weeks after his term, he would have been an F tier president. So the reason why I
Yep.
put him in D tier because he was a solid president before the depression. Where did you put Hoover for you?
I honestly, guys, I think he's S tier. He is the best president that has ever been. And just kidding, he's an F tier. I hate him. He 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 wasn't even good in his first term. He wasn't even good. He just he wasn't even meant to be president. Like he no he like the depression made things worse. He kept doing band-aids. He like put band-aids on everything. Like, oh, fix that with band-aids, and it did not even work. So yep, Hoover, you are
All right.
trash.
The next president is
FDR.
FDR. I had to put him in. I had to put him in S tier. You know he goes in S tier. He has to be in S tier because
Yeah.
he did so
Yeah.
much for the
Yep.
country. He helped us out with depression. He led us in World War II. He he
Yeah.
authorized the government to start making the A bomb, even though it was finished under the Truman administration. He was a great president overall. Even though he did some concentration camps for
To the Japanese.
Japanese, he
Jap-
the good outweighs. Yeah, yeah, he did more good than
yeah.
harm, so that is why he's in the S tier.
Yeah, and just like his
All
uncle,
right, what
he
about
he
you?
he was great. He was S tier. He's one of my favorite presidents, one of my favorite presidents of all time. If it wasn't for the concentration camps in the United States, like I love how he did not just drop the A bomb on Germany before he died. Like that was good, but like I like he said like, okay, we're gonna try to stay out of this war, but then unlike Wilson, he said when Pearl Harbor got attacked, he said, okay, um no, you know what, no, we're not, no, we have to go to war. Unlike Wilson, who went to war because of Germany is saying, oh, Mexico, blah, blah. um um uh, when the Congress declared war, people gladly signed up to join the army. Not being in World War One, that one was kind of just we're in a war now. Really, you thought you made a promise? So, and he was a great leader. In the he was a great leader during the Depression. The only thing we can fear is fear itself. Is one of the most famous lines in all of American history, as long as December 7th, 1941, day that will live in infamy. Um, all those are just. He was an amazing president. He died, just 1 year into his fourth term. And he just, yeah, he was good. I liked him.
All right, Truman is next.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah,
put him in C tier.
but yeah.
So here's my reason why he's in C
Mm.
tier. He helped. He ended the war. He and then but immediately he started to turn things badly. The Truman Doctrine against communism. He started a war that we didn't even need to be in. So overall, meh. How about you?
I put him B because I think what's preventing him from being an A is the dropping of the bomb. I think he should have I think the bomb should have been dropped. In my personal opinion, because if it wasn't for us dropping a nuclear bomb twice on Japan and ending that war there, I think they would have the other countries saw that as like, oh shoot, we should probably not use that at all because we already seen what Japan, the destruction that it caused to Japan, and how the U.S. became the number one killer in all of World War II. Now we don't want that. We don't want that at all. So that kind of showed countries that like the nuclear bomb can be bad. At the end, also, um, what else? He had a after the war um he was pretty good president. I think like communism was bad, really bad. And I think it doesn't really start until JFK when we really start getting into the Cold War. But Truman already saw that like, oh, yeah, we probably shouldn't really we need to keep our eye on Russia. So good thing he did that and not just blow it over like the Civil War.
All right, our next president is General Eisenhower. S tier. S tier. He was a great general.
Really?
He was a great president. Honestly, he deserves to be in S tier. He helped with civil rights. He's an automatic S tier. How about you?
I put him in S tier as well, just because I think I put him in S tier as well. He's a really good president. He was really good. He started the interstate system that connected parts of the country that we hadn't really seen before, like the Grand Canyon stuff. Um, he was just good. He was a good president. I liked him.
Hmm. All right.
Okay.
That was a short segment. Now we're on to JFK.
Yep.
Uh, A
Yep.
tier.
We
He was a
have to.
great
Yeah.
president. Yeah, honestly, he's a great president. However, what set him back was his mishandling of the Bay of Pigs invasion and then being a
Yep.
womanizer. That's all I hate about him is he was a womanizer
Yeah.
and he mishandled the Bay of Pigs. But other than that, he was a great president.
Yeah.
How about
But
you?
like, here's the thing. I put him in A. The only thing pushing him down is the Bay of Pigs, and the Cuban Missile Crisis. Um, like he was a good president. Besides that, I don't think he was that much of a womanizer. Cause like, come on, look at him. If you're a woman, would you you would fall in love with him? If look at that face. I think he left us way too soon. I think he would have gotten reelected easily. If it was against Barry Goldwater, then definitely. But yeah, I just
Yeah, it
do
would have
think
been
that
a
president president.
landslide, like 500 votes against. Yeah, it would have been probably like 500
Yeah.
votes against Goldwater, honestly. All right, the
Oh yeah.
next
Oh yeah.
president is Lyndon Johnson. C tier.
Nah.
C tier is,
Oh,
yeah.
true.
He was a great president, like 1964, 65. He was a good president, and then Vietnam happened. That if Vietnam didn't happen, he would have been
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
B or A tier. Yeah, but Vietnam
Yeah.
was my main complaint on him because it was definitely
Mm,
unnecessary. The
yeah.
draft was unnecessary and all that. C tier.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
you? Where
I
did you
think
put LBJ?
yeah, yeah, see, because like I think he would have like the signing of the Civil Rights Act. That was a big moment. And what his line is saying, African Americans should get rights, and then he followed that by saying, and they are going to get those rights. That always makes that shivers down my spine every single time. Then Vietnam happened and kind of put shit in the crap hole. And yeah, that kind of so yeah. Lyndon B. Johnson, I think he would have got reelected if it wasn't for Vietnam. I think he should have pulled out of Vietnam as soon as possible. He made Americans hate soldiers.
Yeah.
You don't do that. No. But yeah, doesn't help what our next person is.
All right, Richard Nixon.
Yep.
If I was just basing it on Watergate, F tier, D tier for me, because he was a great president. He made relations with China. He made peace with Russia, kind of peace with Russia, and all that. But I put him in F. But he would have been a B tier president if it wasn't for Watergate. But Watergate made him a D tier, almost an F tier. That is why. That is
Yeah.
why he is where he is. Where do you put Nixon?
Yeah. D tier. I have put in D tier. He is in an F tier because of the relations with China and the USSR, but just Watergate. Yeah, no, Watergate's bad, real bad. All right, next person. I need a drink of water.
All right, I'm back. Let's go to our next president, which is Gerald R. Ford. Trash. D tier. He was a meh president. He pardoned Nixon. That was why but he didn't do anything. Like, I don't remember one thing
Yeah.
he did. Like, he pardoned Nixon. That's all I remember him for. All right, where did you put Ford?
C. I put him in C tier. I don't think he should have pardoned Nixon. He did nothing. He actually no. Actually, I'm putting him down D. Not an F. D. He's just D. I don't like him. No, but I don't. It's not that I don't like him. He just did nothing. That's it. He did nothing. And also,
Yeah, he did
Andy,
nothing.
this we're now in the age of SNL because the first ever president they ever made fun of was Ford. So we're getting into modern
Because he kept
times
on
now, so we need to be
falling
careful
down.
on what we say. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we need to be careful.
Ford
So
fell.
Andy, so
That was hilarious. Yeah, we need to
yeah.
be.
I think
It was almost like.
now we need to be careful what we.
All right, our next say after Carter, because
We need to be careful
Carter is the
what
last really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
All
I
right.
don't
So
know.
the next
Like,
president
when
is,
should we?
of course, our
Carter.
next
No, not Carter.
president
Reagan.
is Jimmy Carter.
Reagan.
No,
Oh,
Carter came
shoot.
before
Wait, what?
Reagan.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Carter is 39, Reagan's 40. All right, Carter.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
C,
Yeah,
C. Honestly, C.
yeah,
Yeah, he's a C
yeah.
tier
It's kind of bad.
because he completely messed up the Iranian hostage crisis. He uh
Yeah,
he should have been more careful, like, but he kept on fighting, which as I like, but he completely botched it too. So that's why he's in C
yeah.
tier, is because of Carter botching the crisis. How about you?
C for Carter. I put him in C just because, like, we have to kind of feel bad for this dude. Like, he,
Yeah,
like, when Reagan came office, like at the end, he did a lot of things that Reagan has credit for, even though it was mainly based off of Carter's administration. So I kind of feel bad for that. But yeah, but the rest of his presidency was kind of bad. Just bits meh. That's it. Meh.
all right.
Now Reagan, on the
The
other hand,
next is Ron
Reagan,
Reagan.
yeah,
All right, here we go. We
yep,
gotta be
I know what I'm
careful
putting
what
him.
we say here, because
Yes, yeah, because
yeah,
as
because
Reagan passed now on, that's when we get into modern times. So we don't. I think we should stop at Obama. I don't think we should do Trump or Biden, and just to be on the safe
I'm
side.
doing, yeah. So our next
Yeah.
president is Reagan. Um, C. He's big. There's one thing that's separating him from B and C. In A, he would have been a toss up B and A if he didn't be, if it wasn't for this one thing. But it is a very low B. Honestly, Reagan is a very low B for me. One thing is the Iran Contra affair. If he would have stayed out of
Uh.
that, he would have been a fine president. However,
Mm,
he completely, it was an impeachable offense. But however, the rest of his presidency was kind of good. How about you?
meh. Yeah. Yeah. I put him in A. I personally put him in A because he yeah, the Iran Contra affair, that, but then you have to go look at East and West Berlin. He said, "Hey, you, hey, how about this, Gorbachev? Take this damn wall down, cause we're tired of it." He didn't even think. He didn't, like, yeah, like he didn't even think about it. He went for it, and it was successful. It was a shot in the dark, basically. And he, not only that, he was really funny. He was funny until he died. He was a good president. I like him.
All right. Next is President Bush Sr. Um,
Yeah.
um,
Eh.
R.I.P. C,
Rip.
100%. He did very good stuff. He did very good stuff, but honestly, yikes. He, if he would have
Yeah.
not mishandled that
Yeah.
economy, he would have beaten Clinton. He would have beaten Clinton.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he's a
Yeah. If he
high
didn't lie
C
about lower
because he
taxes.
did some good stuff. Yeah, if he didn't mishandle the economy crisis of the 91-92, he would have been reelected 100%. So yeah, C tier because he messed up the economy
Yeah.
and like that. Where did you put him?
Yes. I'm also Andy. While I'm explaining this, check
Ooh,
DMs.
D tier.
But yeah, D tier. Here's why. He lied about lowering taxes, and he just kind of didn't. Yeah, actually no. Actually, I'm going to go with you. I think he's C. I'm going to change my mind because I don't think it was as bad as like presidents like Ford, or definitely not Nixon, but like, yeah, I don't think he should have lied about lowering taxes. And I don't think he should have lied. I think he should have handled the economy better. I think he should have handled the, actually, well, hold on. Well, we did, like, he did win the Gulf War. So it's like, yay. Yeah, should I put him in B? Is C worthy of a B? Nah, I'm putting him C. He's a very high C though. Very high C.
Agreed. So our next
Well,
president
actually,
is
no.
Bill Clinton.
Actually, hold on.
Obviously,
Hold on. What? Okay. I was gonna put him in B, but then
our next president is Bill Clinton.
Bill
B tier.
William.
I I have my he
Great.
completely bossed healthcare. He got impeached for for a BJ. He shouldn't. It was completely partisan impeachment. He that impeachment was
Yeah.
very wrong. Honestly, he lied, but I don't get why he was impeached for it. But he lost healthcare. He was impeached, and all that stuff. He helped recover the economy. He tried to get peace between Palestine and Israel, was failed. So all that in Egypt stuff, like he did good, but all of that impeachment and healthcare, that's my main concerns on him. All right, what's your ranking on him?
Okay. I put him in C just because, like, I put him in C. I don't like obviously the Lewinsky scandal. Obviously, that definitely put him down. But I think he was all right. I'll say that he was all right. He he was like he's like the type of president who was made for the 90s. Like he just felt like he was a representation of the 90s. So we have to leave him at like C.
All right, the next president is George W. Bush. If his presidency ended at 9/11, A tier. But he did pretty good after 9/11. But after Katrina, he did poorly. So D tier. D tier. Like everything went down after Katrina. So everything went down after Iraq. Sorry. So where do you put Bush Jr.?
I put him in F. I put him in F. Here's why. I just don't like him. He just like first off, that smile on his face is just kind of I hate that. I hate that picture. But like he's a great guy. I think I would love to have a beer with him. But I think his presidency ended after 9/11 because originally he was mainly focusing on education. 9/11 happened, and then he declared war in Iraq and Afghanistan and all that, the war on terror. And then Katrina happened, and then the Great Recession happened. So he got a bunch of curveballs. I think after Katrina, I think he just kind of fell down, and I think he tried to use 9/11 to his advantage, but I think he just fell down to F. And I think
the
this
next
will be the last president we'll be talking
Obama.
Obama.
Yeah, our next president
Andy,
is Obama.
I have a question. I have a question, Andy.
All right.
What is Obama's last name?
All right.
I don't know what Obama's last name is.
Obama.
Okay, Barack Obama. All right. Anyways.
All right. B tier.
Barack Obama
completely did good on health. He did good on healthcare. He put a Republican idea, Democratic ideas together, but Republicans made it partisan when it didn't need to be. He tried hard to go after gun control after Sandy Hook, but again, it was partisan. It got filibustered by like a single vote or something like that. And again, after Republicans took control of the Senate, he just fell off. He couldn't get anything done, so that's why he's a B tier, not A. How about you?
Like here's the thing. I think he's underrated. I think he's an underrated president. I think I put him in B tier, like because I might my brother-in-law says that, oh, Obama is a bad president. He's not that bad president. He did amazing things with the economy after the Great Recession. He not amazing, but like he did okay with the economy. He made jobs for everyone, and he just but I think it's after the 2014 midterms. That's when you got effed. He just that's when he fell down, because he couldn't do anything. The only thing he can do is sign executive orders. That's all he can do. So
Yeah.
that's why he's not an AOS.
You know what's funny thing?
What?
Obama's Supreme Court pick, Garland. McConnell said he would block him. Guess who's Attorney General now? Merrick Garland.
Bruh.
Like,
Oof.
McConnell got. The funny thing is, McConnell voted for Garland to be Attorney General when McConnell voted for Garland to be Attorney General when he blocked his nomination to the Supreme Court. That was like, wow. All right, so should we do Obama? Trump and Biden.
I don't know.
Should we do Trump?
I think it's too soon.
I don't know.
I think maybe. I don't think definitely not Biden because he's only been in office for like 6 months, but 7 months. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I think we should leave that there because I think
history.
Trump, that's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get tons of hate for this. So we're leaving it here because it's going to be a wildfire if we rank Trump and Biden. All right, so that's the tier list. So now we're going to talk about coronavirus, and then we're going to end it off with a talk about how the Freedom Caucus and the Progressive Democrats are taking over the parties. So there we go.
Okay.
So now let's talk about the
nice
coronavirus.
COVID-19.
Right, so
I think
over the weekend we got. All right, so we got another member of Congress got COVID. Ralph Norman. He sued the Speaker of the House for the mask mandates there. And karma hit him in the face. He got COVID, even though he was fully vaccinated. Yeah. So, do you think these breakout cases are getting more and more serious? Because early on Monday we got Lindsey Graham, and now like a few days ago we got Norman. So, is the Capitol now a hotspot for the COVIDs, or is it actually
I'll say so.
Southern states?
I think it's more just
because
probably here's the funny thing. People are saying, oh, COVID, I'm vaccinated, I don't have to worry about it. You still do, like, not as much as like April 2020, but like you still have to worry about it. Don't be going licking counters in bathrooms, like that's how you get it. But it's just like people need to take it more seriously and start like probably wearing not like if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, but if you feel sick, wear a mask. It's not like, oh, I'm vaccinated, I can't get sick, which people do believe the case is, which is absolutely dumb. But
like what we've seen with Lindsey Graham and Norman, they were both fully vaccinated and they both got the virus. So is it basically you can get sick from it still, even if you're vaccinated? We got been getting breakthrough cases. However, if you're vaccinated, you can still wear masks. I'll be wearing a mask when I go back to school. Like, it's going to be like it's whatever.
Yeah,
you don't want to risk getting the breakout.
I don't think like the Delta variant is bad, really bad. But I think that the schools that are still doing virtual and like saying, oh no, we need to give the kids safety. Those are like, why? Because that because yeah, at my school, in my middle school, what they're going to probably do is they're going to have masks for the year because it's only because people only 12 and up in America can get vaccinated. So that only means sixth, seventh, and eighth graders can get vaccinated, and fifth and below can't get vaccinated. So they still have to wear masks. And by school trying to be
Yeah.
like, oh no, that's not fair. So, but at the same time, if you're an eighth grader that got vaccinated, do you have to wear a mask? Like, if you're vaccinated, if you take things safely, do you still have to wear a mask if you're like an eighth grader and you got vaccinated? Like,
Yeah.
that's the question. Anyways,
Yeah.
honestly,
So
to round this
our next
segment up, I think what we should do is, yeah,
all right, so our next topic is how the Freedom Caucus and the Progressive Democrats are becoming more common in the parties. So I'm gonna
yeah,
share my screen with you guys. I'm gonna show you guys the yet another political map simulator. It's a very good map for you guys to use.
yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah.
So
Yes.
all right, so here we go.
Yet another political map.
Here is my. All right, here we go. Here's my map. I color coded it. I got the Progressive Democrats in green, the Freedom Caucus Republicans in orange, the other Democrats and Republicans are in their regular colors. I do have some special cases, like here in California, 25th, North Carolina 11, New York 27, New York 1. They're those people are Mike Garcia, Madison Cawthorn, Chris Jacobs, and Lee Zeldin. Technically, they are not in the Freedom Caucus, but they might as well be in there because they've been saying some stuff that aligns with the Freedom Caucus. However, they are not in the Freedom Caucus. However, look at this. The House Democratic Progressives are at 94. The Freedom Caucus at 46. That whole the progressives are
Yeah.
almost full, almost 100. But the Freedom Caucus is
Yeah.
at 46. However, those two sides, the Freedom Caucus is a Trump based area. The Progressive Democrats are Bernie. I think in the next few years we'll be seeing more orange and green than blue and red. So I want to get your
Yeah.
take on it.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll be seeing more orange and green?
I think
So we'll be seeing more orange and
on the
green.
study I think because
Like
House
we've been
Progressives
getting
and Freedom Caucus, I think as time goes on, I think not these aren't third parties obviously, but I think they grow bigger and bigger. I still think the Republicans and Democrats are here to stay, obviously, because they have for
yeah
60 for 100 years. So yeah, so I think the yellow and green House Progressives and Caucus, I think they will be staying and
yeah.
growing.
So that is what we got here. This is what we got here.
Yep.
Well, everyone, that is the end of today's episode
Yep.
of the SNS podcast. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Woo.
It's been a great episode. We'll be back here
Yes,
on
it has.
Monday for more topics, more
Yep.
maps, more tier lists, maybe.
Yep.
And we'll
And more
see you guys
hecticness.
in the next episode.
See
Yes.
ya.
And we'll see you
Bye.
guys in the next episode. Bye, everyone.